This is Björn Lundberg. Welcome to Threefold Talk.
Hello! Welcome back to Threefold Talk.
Hello!
Your weekly dose of IAL fun where we talk about, currently, the Expanse series.
Currently,
because I'm sure we'll have other topics over the many years to come. Because, ladies, we're getting close to wrapping up our 5th year, I realize.
Fifth year. Sorry, book. My brain was on the book. 5th year. Yes.
Yes.
Both.
We're also close to wrapping up our first book.
Yeah.
Which is very cool. And if you stumbled across to us just shy of 5 years into this, we are Threefold Talk, currently reading The Expanse, as I just said. I am Rob, the token Wetlander. I'm a first-time watcher and first-time reader of the show and the series. And I make wildly out there predictions that will probably never, ever come true.
Never. You're doing pretty good so far. It's like,
maybe like a 20% hit rate, you know? That's professional in baseball, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. Fine. That's pretty good. Yeah.
There we go. I'll take that. Next to me is the wonderful.
Hi, I'm Melindhra. I'm a first-time reader and one-time show watcher, and I love potatoes.
Yay! Me too.
Arrows or
yeah, both.
Oh, okay.
Both.
Above me is.
Sorry, the potato comment just got me a bit. Sorry.
I am a multiple-time show watcher, multiple-time book listener. This is my first time physically reading the books, but I am Expanse-spert Leigh-A, and I just basically don't talk and only make weird faces and take a lot of notes.
True. She's the record keeper and the chart maker.
So many charts.
So many charts. And I'm Anise. I am a first-time rereader. I've read the books once, and I have watched the show many, many, many times. And I'm very excited to finish this book up with you all pretty soon.
Oh my God, it's coming out fast. I cannot believe we are so close to the end, because I remember we started this series and we were just like, oh, 1 chapter a week. Okay. And then like, oh, 2? Okay, 2. And then now we've done 4.
We're like,
more.
Time we did 4.
Leigh-A put us back to 2 and we were like, what? So yeah, it's been a fun mix. Bear with me 1 second. I just had a giant crash. My cats are on real go mode tonight, and I'm a little concerned. So, ladies, perhaps if I click the Daily Mail intro, we could start there. And I know that I got the first piece, so maybe if I'm not back, we do the second piece. And take it away, Michael and Kate.
Good luck.
Brothers and sisters,
it is time to cover up your face.
For the wheel of time has news, and we shall dance the spheres with it.
This is the Daily Veil.
All right. So, let me press pause real quick. So we've got a couple of 2 sets of news from some of our Wheel of Time TV show creators. So the first one is from Nikhil, you may know him as the songwriter for Hills of Tanchico. He just posted on Instagram that he has come out with he's done the entire score for a horror movie called Conduit, which looks fucking terrifying. I will not be watching it, but the score sounds amazing, so I might listen to the music.
No, thank you. But awesome. Congrats to him. That's so cool.
So here's a little bit of the film theme. You guys hear it?
eerie sometimes. This is great.
Very eerie. For
Also,
sure.
I think this is the first time I've seen a video of Nikhil where he didn't have a giant smile on his face. He's so serious.
So true.
He's so
true.
serious. He's really getting into it. You could tell.
Yeah, so you can watch it on Watch Alter, apparently.
Oh.
Yeah. And
the movie's already out? Okay.
yeah, apparently it's a streaming service for horror movies.
Oh.
Yeah.
I will not be watching. I'm sorry, Nikhil, but I wish you the best luck, and I will share it with all my horror fan friends.
If I have, if I have find out any of my horror friends are in need. No, I've actually realized I actually have any horror friends now that I've said this. If I discover that any of my friends are horror fans, I shall encourage them to watch this. I feel like most of us here are not really horror fans.
Well, and yeah, you'd be surprised at how many people are into horror and they just don't know it. But in horror books, horror is very different than movie, TV horror. I feel like
True.
That's also true. Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, just let us know and or go just to Nikhil's social media posts and
He's got them out there.
Yeah. And then
Awesome.
Mel, this one is for you, and I'm just not even going to give an introduction.
Here we go.
Go to 3, go to 2, go to 1, and action.
All the noise and the force that we all make, it's not enough.
And action. There you go. Yeah. That's it.
Give me all that you got, I can feel it now.
That's so exciting.
I love that.
I wish they could just dress all of society like that.
Same. Can we go back to that? At least
So
the suits.
good.
I don't need the dresses. I want to wear one of those suits.
Those suits are awesome. I know.
Those
If
suits
everyone
are
could
great.
wear those suits.
See if I can scroll.
Do you know, I'm terrible. I don't know if it's lack of options, lack of caring.
There you go.
Nope, sorry.
There we go. My age, combination thereof, anything like that. But I'm a sucker for cargo pants and a t-shirt. But recently, and I say recently as in the last few months, I'm like, I used to wear a lot of shirts. And not like dress shirts, but I used to just I'd wear a shirt or I'd wear a shirt over a t-shirt, something like that. I'm like, I want to do that again. I actually have been wearing shirts more than not recently.
Nice.
And I blame watching too many nice outfits in TV shows. I blame a little bit of Sharon, where she makes me want to dress nicer. And I blame things like this where I now pay attention to outfits. And I'm like, God damn it, why do I care?
Looks
But I like
so
it.
good.
It does look so good.
And I think it makes you feel good too, right? If you find
It does,
something that you
yeah.
feel like particularly awesome in, right?
Well, and that's
Nothing
the
wrong
only
with that.
reason you should dress in any form or fashion is if you want to and it makes you feel good. I got made fun of in high school a lot because I would get dressed up for tests. So dressed up. So I would go to class,
I
go to
love
school.
that.
But it just
that's
made
amazing.
me feel really confident because I didn't always dress nicely. I hadn't figured out my style, but I knew that if I looked nice, I would feel good. And whether it worked or not, I don't know. Maybe my studying also kicked in a little bit, or lack of. Anyways, but yeah, so that's the only reason. Long story short, the only reason you should ever wear anything is because that's how you want to dress and what you want to wear. So if you decide because we love your pictures when you go to the Olivier's and you get all dolled up. But
Yeah.
Fancy pants.
But you also
I
look
want to
good in-
see evidence of your new, slightly more formal casual style.
Of my shirts, so they're all short sleeve shirts that I don't need ironing. Yes, because I am that person. Exactly. Yes. But no, I'm looking forward to this. Sorry, we got distracted from actually.
Yes, Donal is back as the more Moriarty. More Moriarty for us. It's very fun. I'm so excited.
All
And
right.
it seems like they've done so much already. I was surprised, I guess, that it feels
They're
fast.
saying in production, but I feel like they filmed a lot.
Yeah, exactly. It feels. I guess I'm used to the only other production I paid very close attention to their timing was The Wheel of Time, and that was such like
Yeah.
insanely long, like periods of time between production and stuff. So this, I was just like, wait, we just watched this, and now they're already filming. It's
in Turkey it looks like.
it's
No,
very
I remember
exciting.
Jen said I was talking about where she went to an event in LA where it was like a whole bunch of like previews and interviews with people from these different shows and that. And Donal and what's his first name? The guy who plays Sherlock.
Oh, I have no idea. Is it?
Anyway,
Say Royal or Riv something.
anyway,
Not
anyway,
as
they were
important
there.
as Donal.
They were there.
Fines, right?
Yes, yeah, it is one of the fine.
Yes, it's one of the fines. Kids.
Anyway, it's one of the fines kids. Yeah,
Hero.
Hero fines.
That's
yes, there we go. Anyway, they were both there with the woman who plays the princess, whose name I will not try to butcher because I'm terrible with that. And they were chatting about things, and they were talking about like, yes, we're already on to season 2, so. And Hero turned to Donal and was like, have you read the script yet? And he's just like, man, they change it so much. Like, every time we do a scene, everything changes. He's like, I'm just going to turn up and read it on the morning of,
Yeah,
he's
that
like,
was
guy-
really interesting.
Guy just changes everything. He's like, there's no point in learning the script because, everything is, his name is Honey.
So crazy.
Nice,
that would give
heavy.
me
Nice, heavy.
so much stress.
I'm like, that's how, can I be an actor like that? Just turn up and read it on the day. What scene are we
Oh my
doing
God.
next? Okay, yeah, I'm ready,
Those are the actual
Would not
nightmares
want.
for me where I'm in a play and I've like not read the script at all and I don't know what my lines are, but I have to go on the stage right now.
Yeah, no, do
No,
not want.
no.
I mean, that's what MC is half the time. Anyway, let's move on to the next piece.
Anyway, so Rob, this is your piece of news to share.
Yeah, this is my piece. So I have spent quite a few months hiding a secret, folks. And that is that I got an idea in my head last October after watching a few documentaries, because I like watching documentaries. Yes, last October. It took me probably about 4 months of poodling around with the idea and getting people to review it and things like that before I actually then started reaching out to people and seeing if I could get yeses, and I got yeses, and now I'm at the stage where I think I've got enough yeses that I'm actually scheduling interviews to make a documentary about The Wheel of Time, the television show from start to finish, basically. And
Wow.
I need everyone's help because you can press play because documentaries are not cheap, but yeah, press play there.
Make it big.
So yeah, been sitting on. Oh, we'll pause that.
Sorry. No, yeah, that's
That's
my
all right.
bad. I was typing.
That's okay. You're fine. So yeah, I've been sitting on that for a while, and everyone has come out so amazing. We've already raised well over 50% of the target £5,000 that I'm trying to raise that help me do things like go and do interviews because travel is expensive sometimes, and storage for all the files, because you can't just keep them on a standard little flash drive. You're gonna have to like store them and be able to share them with people, and then like pay someone to edit it. And even though it's a friend, it's it's going to be Elliot is going to edit it with me. It's going to be obviously editing is, I remember getting quotes back in November last year, and editing is very expensive. So yeah, this is I can't, the amount of money that's already been thrown at this is crazy, and I love that so much. So thank you so much, everyone. It's been wild. I will do updates as we go. It's not going to be a quick turnaround, obviously, but I'm very excited for this. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I've got some very cool people that have said yes to interviews, and some very cool people that are considering doing interviews. So
like
yeah.
whom?
Like whom?
Like who has said yes?
Oh, who has said yes? Rafe has said yes. Sharon, Priyanka, Jan Petrina, the stunt coordinator, said yes. Kieran Donnelly, one of the directors. Max Fisher, one of the writers, who was originally a writer's assistant. I'm chatting with Iola next week. That one won't be an interview just yet. We're actually just like catching up to so I could tell her about it. Luckily that she's in this part of the world, so we could do that rather than just, she's been busy, so rather than just send messages.
That's amazing.
To be clear, like I don't chit chat with Iola normally like that. She suggested that, so if Freddie was like, Rob, just Iola. I don't. Okay.
And then Robert's bestie.
Don't sell yourself short.
Okay, well, and then there are others, like Taylor was interested, but he's like, I'm making a movie. And I was like, that's totally fair. You're probably not going to be free. One of the producers was absolutely up for it. And then he ended up getting 2 projects that have taken literally the last sort of like 7 months of his life really, really heavily away from him. He's just insanely busy, Dave, bless him. But he was down for it originally. So there are a lot of fun people. And I don't want to reveal who, because I'm very, very. I'm not even counting the hut, let alone the chickens that are in it or the eggs. But there was someone from, there was a big name that responded to me unexpectedly and said, "I'm really interested, but let me think about it." So there are chances for things like that. I don't want to say who because I don't want to jinx it. But yeah, so there's cross your fingers and toes.
We're knocking on wood. We're crossing our fingers. We're crossing our toes.
So there's lots of fun people that have said yes. People that are going to give different ranges of views and that. And I'm going to sit down with as many of them in person as I can, because I think that's just going to give a better experience.
Absolutely.
But obviously I can't get everywhere. And as I said when I chatted to Kevin from Dragon Mount and did the interview with them, if Maddie and Zoe were like, "Hey Rob, let's do an interview," I'm not going to be able to go to Australia and New Zealand like I could, go to Ireland or Prague or France or something like that. So I would absolutely chat to them, but those would be virtual interviews for very obvious.
I mean, you could just raise that goal a little bit so you could fly to New Zealand, Australia. Just make it like 10K.
Fun fact: I might not actually be able to get into New Zealand to do an interview. That's a long-term personal story. I broke some staying agreement, shall we say, folks, quite a number of years ago. It's probably still on my record.
Definitely another fun story for another fun time.
That's another story for another time. Also, next piece of news.
Rob, this is also you.
Oh yeah, I've been teasing everyone for weeks now about MalkieriCon
more than
2027, more than weeks. But I've been dropping hints of things for weeks. For MalkieriCon 2027, because this is our last year in Prague, but it's not the last MalkieriCon. We're just checking out other countries because why not? Wheel of Time decided to go for a spin around, so we decided to go for a spin around. But we thought you might want to know the dates so you can put them in your calendar. And yes, some people have already put them as time unavailable in their work calendars. Looking at you, Jesse. Good on you.
Love
So in 2027, you can come join us at a currently undisclosed location. That sounds really weird if you don't know the context. September 3rd to 5th. There we go. I said it American. Becky told me off for that. The 3rd to the 5th September 2027. And you can come join us in a country that has a number of World Cup medals. That's one of the clues.
Okay.
Men's or women's?
Oh, good question.
The clue was, yeah.
Okay. All right.
We got topical. So anyway, yeah. I'm hoping next week I might reveal the location, but we'll see.
Next
I'm
week.
kidding, you know.
Oh my gosh.
You're gonna do it before the con?
Oh, I'm 99% sure the location for 2027 will be revealed before this year's event.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
That's super fun.
Oh, also, I love chat is now stuck on the New Zealand things. I'll
They're
put
very
a clarification in
distracted.
chat. I'm going to put a clarification in chat.
Okay, now
what's the
hold
next
on.
piece of news?
Why don't we have everyone put in the comments after the show why they think Rob can't go to the New Zealand?
That's a good point. Why
Yes,
can't I go to New Zealand?
good.
There we go. That's a good one.
Reasons why Rob is banned from New Zealand.
We will reveal
not-
the truth next week.
Legally speaking, I'm not banned from New Zealand.
He just has like a giant restraining order from Zoe. She's like
Just blinks
From
red.
Zoe!
messaging me.
From what, 13 years ago? When she was what, 5? You know?
Listen, nobody said that your reasons have to make sense. They just have to be funny.
I didn't even know she existed. That's hilarious. Oh my god. All right, what's the next piece of news? We keep getting like
All
sidetracked.
right, next piece of news. Another video.
Another video, lots of videos. Let me get to the music.
Can you make it big, Leia?
Prefer my name.
Find me a parody too.
Hey everyone, Wheel of Time Idol is back for its 6th season. 2026 submissions are now open at whatidol.com. Due by August 23rd at 11:59 p.m. Eastern, live shows will be on September 16th, 17th, and 19th. Go to whatidol.com, check out the new and updated rules, and we hope to see you at What Idol.
Can anybody find me? Parody watch.
Love it.
That's cute.
Love it.
Good job, guys.
August 23rd, babies.
So, as we announced last week with our special guest Avi, submissions are open now. So, for you go-getters, everybody except Rob and Kev, go ahead and enter. Rob and Kev may or may not be competing for the last person entry again, but we will see.
Keep that tradition going.
Look, I had an idea, okay, and then yesterday I was like, oh no, I should do that song instead. Yeah, I'm
How
gonna
it
do that
goes.
song instead. Yeah,
That's
that's how it goes. I'm sure I'll change my mind twice more before I make it 10 minutes before entry.
Yep,
So,
I'm sure.
mhm.
Anyways, so our last piece of news, just real quick reminder, we mentioned this before, but this Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern US time, we are going to have a pre-interview with Hot Mike himself, Dr. Michael
Hot Mike.
Livingston, to discuss, just do some hype.
Discussed?
Discuss. No, not discussed. Do some hype and have some discussions about things you may or may not want to know, and just kind of like get really excited for the upcoming book club reading of Arcs and the Empires, a reprint of his book Shards of Heaven, which is already out in the UK, and you can pre-order it here in the US from your bookstores. Will be delivered on August 25th, because I just went to the bookstore and got it today, and they were very confused why it wasn't out. I was like, I have no idea what's going on. I don't know. But
You know what? They're not delivering mine till September 2nd. I'm really upset about that.
Yikes.
rude.
Jeez.
That's just rude.
Mine will be here next week because I got it with my new Expanse books.
Nice.
Got
Look
a-
at you getting all the
a
books.
treat.
You.
Put some money
Listen,
aside and trio of books, just to get them delivered. You know.
he got left out of lots of good Watt stuff. So I mean, if he gets the Livingston stuff first, I guess it's his turn, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Also, that's why I'm making the documentary, because then there's some real cool, like, you know, stuff from over here that Americans didn't get. You know, I will give it to you. Don't worry, guys. The faces I just got there were hilarious. Yeah, come join us this weekend. Did Amise leave?
I have no idea.
No,
She's
there she
back.
is.
Here I am. I'm back. Sorry, the hold that I'm in tonight has some very slow tech. Slow tech.
It's okay.
You tech.
I'm glad you're here.
Yes, very glad to have you. We missed you last week. Although Avi was a fun distraction, that's for sure.
He's always
Bless
so
him.
fun.
He's
Yeah.
absolutely delightful.
There were people in chat before we started being like, is Avi going to be in chat this week? And they were like, we think Avi's only in chat when Avi's a guest. And they're like,
That's
Avi
not
must be
true.
in
That's
chat.
not true.
No, he's
Yeah,
not in the chat.
So I did message him because we're starting to make more regular plans because he lives in the same area that I do. And I was like, so did you catch up on the chapters? And he's like, no, I'm catching up on the chapters that I skipped before trying to get through last week.
Good
Amazing.
Point. Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Okay, but I want to know, Leigh-A, did you or he win the tennis match?
We ended up not ever playing against each other because so he has a standing tennis date with one of his buddies who was one of his former students. And so the buddy's girlfriend and her son also tagged along, and she'd played once or twice, and I played years ago on and off. So I ended up just hanging out with the son who was 10 and was like chaos on the court. Had never played before, but for his first time was pretty good. But I just basically ran after the balls that the kid like hit and attempted to return them because I was more like I wanted to get a workout, whereas Avi spent most of the time trying to teach the girlfriend, like give her some bait, and they actually ended up scrimmaging against each other. So the three of them rotated in and out while I chase the kids stray word balls around. So
That's a really good segue. I think we have one more set of news, right, Leigh-A, about working out.
oh yes, my update. Thank you for reminding me because I already forgot.
Good job.
We professionals.
So,
we so good.
We're a team. This is why we're a team. So it's been a hot minute since I've done a running with the spears update, mostly because I didn't want to because I wasn't really doing the things that I needed to be doing. So I've I realized this past weekend after attempting to do a 2-mile run and nearly dying during a 2-mile run. Remember, I've got a marathon in October. So while 2-mile run is good, I need to do a little bit more. So realized I need the whole point of this segment and whole point of having this chat in our Discord is for accountability. And I also appreciate everybody else who has jumped in and started talking about their goals and posting. It is really helpful to me to have other people to cheer on and vice versa. So I'm going to start posting my weekly schedule and goals because consistency has been a problem for me in the past, especially the recent past, like recent as in the past year and a half. So I'll be posting those. So if you want to follow along, also post whatever you're doing. I'm happy, like totally community thing. All those details will be in our Running with the Spears Discord in the Malkier Talks Discord channel. So go there. And but that was my high. That my low this week was realizing that I've regressed, but the high was I have a place in a community that is going to help me get back on track.
You got it.
Yeah. That's the theory.
I have some goals too. So
Yeah,
it.
you've also reminded me that I
have a goal to make some goals.
Nice.
Hey, make some start.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I actually took a walk on the walking pad. So probably, in fact, I post every time I do. So that's how often I've actually walked on the walking pad. I haven't posted for probably a couple of weeks at least. So yeah, I feel
Yeah,
you there,
I feel like a lot of WatCon kind of threw all of us off. So because I know Jessica Squeed Eye had been posting, and there was several people who went to WatCon that had been posting. And we kind of fell off before and then afterwards, and
yeah.
there was just a bunch of life happening and
I
weather.
had a busy week and then a bad ankle,
Yeah.
and I was just like, yeah, at least 2 weeks I haven't done another walking pad thing. So
Yeah.
it's a good reminder. Thank you, Leigh-A. So
All right, we're gonna do this.
We'll get in there with you.
We're gonna do this.
Love it.
So good segue there, Amis. Thank you very much.
Speaking of walking, should we read a book about a guy who's walking?
Yeah, why not?
Another
So
good
walking.
segue.
I'm walking.
He's
walking.
doing what's
walking
that thing
here,
where
walking
you
here.
like have weights in your backpack? Isn't
Yeah.
that like a military thing where you like work out with extra?
Yeah, it's
like,
called punishing yourself.
It's called
it has a real name.
it's called humping.
Humping.
Humping it.
Yes.
Wait, do I
Or
still have
or a
I-
forced march. Forced
no,
march.
but like there's like
Yeah.
an exercise thing about it, not the
We
military.
call
like
it when I used to live
when you put
near
like
more water and hills, we called it urban hiking, and we would just hike up steep hills, but in the city with a full backpack. That was really
Nice.
heavy. Back when I did those things.
Yeah, I was. There is a video somewhere, a clip on one of. I think it might be on my desktop. I need to get that back on and check it. A clip of me saying humping is great, and I was like, please tell me that video clip is still. It used to be uploaded in the video section of StreamYard, but we
have
filled
too many
StreamYard so
things.
much that we have to occasionally like just start popping a couple things out to add other things in. It's been a bit of a balancing act at the moment. And
Yes.
I was like, please tell me it's in there. It's one of the videos that got cut.
Anyway.
I took a cut, so I'm very sorry. But let's play one of our other beautiful videos and
Let's do it.
and just start
talk
talking
about
these-
space humping.
Talk about space humping.
Yeah.
There's some of that going on, I think.
That's yeah. All right. We are on chapters 51 and 52 this week. So, does
Do we
anyone
have a
remember
banner?
what happened in them? Oh, yeah, I should put the banner up. Does
Oh,
anyone remember
somebody
what
does.
happened in them?
I think someone
Somebody
does.
remembers.
Somebody.
Is someone
remembers.
going to
Hey,
tell us?
somebody.
I don't remember.
No, none of us remember. Well, if we don't remember, we can't. We can't talk about the chapters. So I don't know what we're gonna do. Wait,
Well.
hold up. What's that? Oh, sorry, special guest appearance. Here we go, folks.
Hey, hope what you know. This is Threefold Talk, covering The Expanse by James S.A. Corey. Book 1, Leviathan Wakes, summary of chapters 51 and 52. In our last episode, Eros began sprinting away from its prior orbit, taking Miller along for the ride. Holden and the Rossi crew started pursuing. Chapter 51, Holden. Rossi is having a tough time keeping up with the ever-accelerating Eros. During a conversation with Fred, Holden types, "Goody, my spleen is collapsing due to the immense G-forces. By the way, at closest conjunction between Eros and Tycho Station, a message would take about 10 minutes each way So this conversation would take about 3 hours. Making a critical decision, Holden ends the pursuit. Arguing with Naomi, Holden thinks to himself, show me the button to save Earth as long as it doesn't kill you. After some mental self-flagellation, Holden gets an idea. Chapter 52, Miller. Oh wow, blue fireflies and crawling hands. What a trip. Miller figures if he follows the greatest heat, he'll find the hive mind. Julie continues to instill strength in him. Eros glossolalia, greatest word so far in the book. Choruses of Gone, Gone, and Gone, and Razorback hit Miller like a smack-row blow. He suddenly realizes, Holden, we have a problem.
I love the extras this week.
That was
so good.
I also love that we're getting this tour of all the spaces that Overseers likes.
Yeah, that is something. Charlie's, you are missing out. Over like has been recording it. That's another new location. He's not once repeated his location for giving us chapter summaries.
So creative.
So yeah, and we don't require him or request him to do this. He does this out of the goodness of his heart and sends them to us, and we're like, oh, this is amazing. So ramen battle for Over right there, because it's wonderful that he does that for us. And yeah, just the extras where he was like talking about the time scale for having that conversation. I hadn't considered that. That's so good.
I just want to point out a comment that just got censored by YouTube.
That got censored?
That got censored.
Arid was
It's a real word, and I did have to look it up, but it is a real word.
And it's not a bad word at all. Like, none of that is a bad word.
What does it mean?
It is the speaking in tongues sort of sound of things. And there's a whole description. We can actually put that description up on the screen if we want. I would just have to find it really quick.
Oh, okay. I was just saying, did someone have that somewhere? Okay, right.
I do, yeah. I do have it right here. Oh, please.
Oh, please.
And YouTube just being
dumb. So
YouTube
this week, Overseers gave us a cozy library setting with some book shout outs, some book Easter eggs in the background. Pretty good stuff.
It's very cute.
Nothing so fun as looking at people's bookshelves. I love it.
Tell me if this works, guys, because tech right now is not.
I'm seeing it as a black screen currently on the screen.
Okay, well, it'll get there eventually.
Okay. Oh, wait. There we go. It just lit up.
Is it there? Okay, it's there.
Here we go.
Glossolalia. And it's not glossolalia. It's glassolalia. Utterances approximating words and speech, usually produced during states of intense religious experience. The vocal organs of the speaker are affected. The tongue moves in many cases without the conscious control of the speaker, and generally unintelligible speech pours forth. Speakers and witnesses may interpret the phenomenon as possession by a supernatural entity, conversation with divine beings, or the channeling of a divine proclamation or inspiration. Various psychological interpretations have attempted to explain glossolalia scientifically as an unconsciously suggested behavior arising from participation in a mass religious gathering.
Oh.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting?
Interesting.
So censor worthy, obviously.
Obviously, yes.
Clearly.
It must have thought we were giving spoilers for the Odyssey or something like that. Because there are conversations with gods during the Odyssey. So, yes. Yeah, there we go. That must be it.
Yeah.
The only thing that makes sense. And yes, folks, I did yesterday sit for 3 hours and watch that. And,
you did.
I actually saw it in one of the 45 70 millimeter IMAX
nice.
things.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Right.
How was it?
It's somewhere in the early 40s. I think it's 44, 45, something like that. I was like, why not? It's one of the few in the world that, has it. It's near me. It's the one I go to anyway. Let's do it. And my free cinema ticket option discounts it if it's more expensive than a certain point. So I only paid £7 for it.
Nice.
And it was a spectacle, and I will make a video about it because I want to do that.
Did you experience glossolalia when you were there?
I did not, although the last 45 minutes I did experience a little bit of shifting in my seat constantly because I was like, oh, I drank too much water, but I really don't want to leave.
Oh, no.
Because also I like the IMAX is quite a snug theater, even though it's a giant IMAX, the seats are not as far apart as some of the other smaller theaters in that cinema. And I was like, it would be really difficult for me to actually leave the middle of this aisle right now and go to the bathroom. And so I was like a little bit like this for the last 45 minutes where I'm like, I know I'm getting close. I can tell by the story. Yeah. So, anyway, let's talk about the Expanse.
Let's do it.
So many sidetracks this week. I'm very bad. I do apologize.
It's all good. So, I mean, do we want to start with just first impressions? What do you guys want to talk about? Or so there's a lot of weird stuff in this one.
There was a lot of things happening.
Yes, a lot.
There was, but it also felt like there wasn't, if that makes sense. You know, it's not. I didn't finish these chapters and go, what the frick? What? Huh?
Yeah.
You know, I didn't have any like moments that I'm like, did I just read that correctly? It was all like, this felt not in a boring way, because it's going to sound like that when I say it, but this felt like an in-between set of chapters, if that makes sense. But only because we've had, like, the last set of chapters, we literally had the planet come up, Eros basically come alive in terms of its movement and still obeying the laws of physics, but far, far beyond how we can control them and use them.
Yes, it definitely, it definitely came alive. Do you remember how we decided Eros was moving?
Real fucking kids.
It was. I feel like there was something about running around in a hamster ball.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh my god! It was like Rocky. No, Spuds. No.
Oh, Spuds, that's so good.
No.
It's a good chapter summary too.
Very good chapter summary too.
Oh my god, I love it.
You've even got Rylan Grace in there being like, where's Rocky? That's amazing.
You guys seen the butt rock?
I don't know, where's the butt? Where is the butt?
Where is the butt?
You're gonna die.
Where's the butt? Where's the butt? Oh my god, is it in Placentamon?
It's not in it.
Oh god,
it's melted.
Oh wait,
isn't it, on the side?
No. The cage is the butt rock, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god, the cage is butt rock.
It's not
a cage. Fuck?
It's just a glass movable sphere.
His support.
It's a xenonite sphere.
Yes,
it's a xenonite sphere.
I love
That's
that.
Awesome.
It's so good. And there's Miller in the back chasing it with his nuclear bomb.
At first I thought it was a skateboard, and then I realized it was a bomb.
And his saxophonist is playing a sad song.
Yeah, it's brilliant. So for the Charlies, so we've got a corridor of and front and center is Placentamon inside a butt rock shaped xenonite sphere, saying, "Don't touch my potato," and he is chasing down a little spud monkey. On the right hand side, we've got Rylan Grace saying, "Where's Rocky?" and he's wearing a t-shirt that's got flags on it. I can't tell. That must be a t-shirt from the movie, if I remember correctly.
Pretty
sure it is. There's like a whiteboard with some text on it behind him, which I'd love to zoom in at some point and try and figure out if there's anything that makes sense on there. And then on the left hand side, sort of coming down the corridor, holding an atomic bomb, is Miller, and behind him is Miller's saxophone guy, just rocking out and that. I do love how we all sat there and we were like, where's the butt? Where's the butt? I wish I wish we could just capture that moment because it's like the second time we've sat there and gone, "Where's the butt?" It'd be really cute. If do you know actually? Yeah, thanks, Spuds. Let's do that. Did you see the butt? Where's the butt? I don't know. Someone help us find the butt. It's so perfect. So,
oh my god.
So there's a second piece of artwork we put up, Charlie's.
Wait,
And,
but where's the butt in this?
do you know why I haven't actually looked for the butt in this yet?
Oh, I see it. I found it. I found it.
I didn't actually look for the butt in this artwork yet.
I mean,
Okay,
I think
so
I found it.
Let me describe the Charlies first. So it's a comic strip. Okay, the four of us. On the top left is Amis. Do you see the butt? On the top right is Mel saying, and she's in Aiel garb. Well, they're both. Sorry, they're all in. We're all in our Tarchibis, yeah. And Mel's being like, "Where is the butt?" Bottom left is Amis saying, "Help us find the butt." With a little sort of like Spud Monkey just sort of leaning up from the bottom of the frame, looking upwards towards the thing. And there's me in my Malkier gear, but with my headphones on as well, saying, "I can't see the butt."
Where's the butt?
On this
I
occasion,
don't see it.
I do see the butt. Do you see the butt, chat? Can chat see the butt?
Do you see the butt, chat?
I think I see the butt.
Do you see the butt, chat?
It's like a placenta
Leigh-A.
berry.
Think with your head, Leigh-A. Think with your head.
Oh my god, it's in my hair.
Actually,
no, I thought it was on Rob's chest.
I was looking. Yes, I also looked there as well. But then when you said to Leigh-A, "Think of your head," I looked at Leia's head. And I'm like,
it
it's
is
in
in
Leia's
Leia's
hair.
hair.
Oh, so
Yes.
I'm the only one who actually found the butt. Go me!
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Good job.
Mel was the only one who found the butt.
Look
So
at Rob's
that's
chest, though. Doesn't that look like a little
there was
butt?
there was a little man. It was like a little butt. So that I was meant to show that last week. So Spuds actually has a chat with me and Mel, where he usually sends us the art so we can surprise Leigh-A and Amis. Occasionally he sends the art to one of us, not the other. So for example, that's why I didn't know about the hamster ball one.
It's so cool.
Last week, because I don't know why, but in my head I was like, he didn't send one in the chat, and I remember him saying he'd been busy. So I just didn't think we had one. And then after the show, I think on Saturday, he was like, "You didn't show the artwork this week. We're all waiting for it." And I was like, "You didn't send me one." He's like, "I did." And I'm like, "Oh, you DM'd it directly to me, not in the group chat. And that's why."
Oh, Rob has
So
toe.
yeah, so I have some toe for that.
Rob has toe.
But everything just keyed up because we were like, "Where's the butt?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, this is perfect for me to show the other piece of artwork." We're like, "Where's the butt?" I almost moved us all around so we were in the same layout.
Oh, funny.
Yeah, we were earlier, folks, when we started talking about Expanse. So, yeah. Anyway,
oh my God, chat's going nuts. Yes, yes, we are derailed right now. Yes.
we are derailed by the butt hunt.
Okay, but anyway, back on topic. The reason I showed the picture that was very important is because Eros is running away. Miller's and Eros trying to find Placentamon. And what I thought was really interesting about the pairing of these two chapters, good job, Leigh-A, is that like it was like a physical exertion battle on both sides, right? It was overcoming your physical body's capabilities in two ways, and one guy gave up and one guy did not. And we all know who it was who gave up. But I mean, I think that was probably valid, that he didn't want to kill himself and his crew for no reason. Valid.
Well, and
that's a great question. Should we talk about that? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. No, I was going to say it's the interesting dichotomy that we get between Holden saying no and then McBride, the captain of the Ravi, being like, well, we're just gonna keep going, because everybody on the Ravi has signed on a dotted line saying like, we will give up our lives for the betterment of the UN, essentially, so for Earth. So everybody on that crew has signed up to literally lay their lives down, whereas Holden's point was, I'm fine with dying, but I didn't sign my crew up to die. Like, my crew didn't sign up to die for this shit. So, like, I don't have their consent to lay their lives down. Even though Naomi shows that she absolutely would, and I feel like Alex and Amos would, but he hasn't had that conversation with them. So
I think it's also about, like, making sure you're doing it for the right reasons at the right moment when it actually will matter, right? And I do want to give them all credit for, like, seeing that there was no real plan and that they really were being asked to just, you know, go on a mission that had no chance of success. And that felt like, I mean, it felt surprising to me that Fred would even suggest that, because I mean, I know he didn't pay for the Rossi, but it's like his best asset. And it just seemed strange that he would throw away an asset that he has used so strategically up until this moment.
Well, when your evil plans get to a certain stage, you no longer need your unwitting, idiot, dubious people that set things up for you. So Holden's usefulness is coming to an end because the big reveal has happened, and, like, you know, it's a different stage of the plan now. And so he's like, oh, here's an opportunity to maybe stop Eros. Great, that's a bonus. And if not, eliminate Holden and my dubious witnesses and stooges. So it's a win-win for him, in my opinion.
Also, though, I will say Fred knows that the only sample that he knows of the protomolecule is, after Eros is destroyed, is on the Rossi.
Yeah.
And if they're dead.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was like, is this, in a little bit of a way, a little bit of, if you were not on the Palpatine Johnson bandwagon, is this Fred's angry outburst, upsetness with Holden for not handing off the protomolecule? Like, is this a little bit of his way of, like, getting revenge? Not revenge per se, but also, like, you know, flexing his muscles at the Rossi, right? To see what they would do.
Yeah. Also, question, does the Rossi survive if the crew speed themselves into oblivion?
Yeah, I think the Rossi survives a lot longer than the crew does.
That's what I'm saying. Like, does the Rossi just eventually, like, you know, when everyone dies because
it'll
just keep going?
Yeah, unless they put
there's no
autopilot command. So there's a couple of different options on what they could do. Is they could put an autopilot command to stop at a certain point, so knowing that the crew's going to die, or it just keeps going.
Yeah, because it was like, maybe the sensors realize, hold up, the crew have died, we should just stop and wait.
Yeah, it would be interesting to figure
because
out.
it can tell their symptoms, like, you know, it's pumping them full of juice as they get faster and faster. The levels of what they're getting injected with increase to match. So there's
and
some
it's monitoring their life.
It is
all
that's
their
what I'm saying.
vitals.
Yeah, there is some monitoring going on. It doesn't understand the situation in terms of,
how
like,
fun does that sound too?
That does not sound fun at all. I'm sorry. Juice has never sounded fun in this book. I'm sorry.
No,
No, it
really
sure doesn't. Sure
So,
doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've only really ever gotten it from Holden's perspective, though, right? Like, I guess we've gotten it.
That's because we haven't got any other
Miller's
POVs.
perspective too, technically, but he doesn't really.
He's
ruminate
not
on
actively
it.
on the juice during his POV, so he's been on the juice, but
No. He has, like, in the transport to Eros, he was in a crash couch.
Oh, but he wasn't on the juice. They weren't going at a speed that they would need the juice.
Well, they said that they got juice when they went to Thoth, I think.
I thought so too. I guess because, like, we learned very, 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 very early that Holden has, like, a particular, like, sensitivity to it, that he's a delicate baby and it makes him feel worse than other people. Generally.
Poor guy.
So it would be interesting to figure out if there was like I would be interested to know if maybe Alex as a pilot is like slightly addicted to it or something, you know? Like what if he I don't know, what if he was like secretly juicing on the side to like
I mean, maybe you have to, right, to be a pilot in those situations. If you're like going to be in that job for a long time, you have to have some sort of tolerance. Right?
I mean, because we hear about Holden's like difficulty like moving his fingers fragments of a millimeter, right? But Alex has to actually like make sure the ship is moving and control all of those things. So
do you think it's like, you know, when you live in a hot or cold place, you become more adjusted to, you know, those temperature ranges? So when you go somewhere that isn't hot, for example, and they're like, oh my god, it's, you know, 85 degrees there, it's so hot, and you're like, 85 degrees is like winter to me, you know, like it's, do you think like Alex gets, this sounds like a rhyme, but it's not meant to be, used to the juice?
I will say there's a difference between being on the juice and your physical abilities and your maneuvering at high G's, that like physically you're just literally trapped into a position, and these crash couches from the descriptions are basically gels that are holding them in place so that they don't have like their necks don't break or things like that. And then the whole moving of the fingers, and my understanding of this, and like I hope that I don't think this is spoilers because I think this just explains the difference. So you're not driving the ship, it's not like driving a jet plane or like a ship or a car. Like at this point they're doing everything by touch. So hypothetically,
I figured
higher G's, everything on your displays are literally like it's muscle memory from your fingers, just being able to type. So Holden right now is like typing out like this, like he says he doesn't he wants to like shake his head, but then he doesn't want to get his head stuck. So like this is what they're all doing.
I guess I just would expect that Alex's console would have many more buttons than could fit under the width of a finger. Is all I was like, there would be so much more than he would have to be controlling.
And like even in our military these days, like, and you can see it on like your phone, like you've got just little displays. So if you've got the automatic memory of where things are, you know that the like third one over gets you to whatever, so you can easily change the heads up display. So, and I will say, because I was curious, so right now, this is from the European Space Agency, right now they're actively training up to 6G. So this is what the ROSI is currently doing with chasing arrows. And this is what our human, like the people who go fast are training up to.
Amazing.
These days.
Very
crazy.
Cool. Yeah. 4.5 times the Earth's gravity.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot to deal with.
And they do mention later in the chapter that at one point, temporarily after escaping the Doniger, that they went up to 12 Gs, but that was just for a short burst of time, not a sustained burn, which is where you really need the juice and where you really start getting into these hazardous situations that Holden's outlining at the beginning of the chapter, where I was just like, why the fuck would people ever want to do this? That sounds terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and yes, Skeeter, I do remember T9 texting, which I assume you mean is like the keypads where you actually had to like, you know, press 7 4 times to get an S. I absolutely could I could send a text message without looking at my phone, and it would be make, you know, everything would be spelled correctly. It would make sense. So yeah, it's I don't know, it's a tough situation. I have been reading. I've just finished reading a trashy teenage vampire series, just as a casual read. It's kind of like you know when you just watch like
which
some
one?
Random. It's called Vampire Academy.
Oh my god!
I love that one.
There's a TV show.
There is a TV show. I found this out last week. I haven't watched it yet, but I have watched the movie before. Watched the movie a few times. It's terrible, but it's also another like comfort watch where you're just like, this is so terrible. It's like funny to watch. So, and I was like, it came on Netflix. I was like, I've got to read the series. Anyway, there is a point to this. As I was finishing it today, I had new thoughts about the series. But something that occurred to me, and we were just talking about, like, Holden and that not sacrificing themselves. There is a thing I've noticed a trend in stories I've read over the years of like sometimes just not just killing yourself or letting yourself die, like you of trying to make sure that I know there's plot armor, but like making sure you survive to fight another day is like is a big thing. And I've started to pick up in stories the whole like, yes, it's main characters and you got to save them so your book can continue, but the theme of if you die now, you can't solve the problem later. And I just there are characters that do just like get cut by the wayside straight away, and it's like those are the characters where it's like, this is your example of a pointless death, and it's not pointless because it's usually used to forward the plot for main characters, but the plot armor for main characters there does exist, and I think it exists in this moment as well for our protagonists, where it's just like, yes, Holden's like, well, we didn't sign up to die, and it's kind of like a pointless death, and it now that I am thinking about it, that is how I'm viewing it. Like, it's, you wait to die for the right moment, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it did feel like that.
Yeah. It's like, do it when it really is going to matter, right?
Yeah.
If you're going to do it when it matters.
Just before Holden stops and before Holden talked to Fred, Naomi was asking, like, are we going to keep doing this? And Holden's like, yeah, until they solve this problem. And Naomi's like, solve the problem? So, I mean, there was already this conversation going on at how long are we going to do this? Like, what are we doing this for? What's our purpose?
I mean, if you had no other option, what would you do if that came down to you as the targeting ship for this
hypothetical targeting ship? They haven't even really been assigned. It's just like, just keep going. We'll let you know. We'll figure it out.
I think realistically, I don't see. Yes, I can see the other ship going. Like you say, they've signed up and they just, the Ravi. There's, it's like, you're another set of drones. Just do what the boss says. Off you go type thing. You've signed up knowing that at some point you could be given an order that is impossible to fulfill, but you must try to fulfill it anyway, and that it will probably result in your death. Like, that is, a possibility of service of that kind. It's absolutely not what anyone wants to get to, but it's a established situation that could, you could encounter. So I could absolutely see them, doing that, and then Holden not doing that for that reason. If I was in Holden's position and they were like, we need some, if it's that cliche, like, okay, I give me 2 minutes and I can solve this. You're like, okay, it's safe for another 90 seconds. I'll push for the extra 30 because you can do it in 2 minutes. This is a go, and maybe we'll find someone who can maybe understand, who can then maybe solve it. You're like, you're building, you're telling us to just keep going to the point of death on the possibility that you stumble across someone who might know a third cousin who once went to a school and read a book by this person who lived 5,000 years ago who actually had the answer because he was a psychic. It's like there's such a long shot of possibly knowing how to solve it, let alone actually solving it in this situation, that I would turn around and be like, this isn't even like, I've got more chance to win the lottery every week than you getting this right now.
Yeah, I guess I was reading.
And you're saying go.
An option. I guess I was reading the targeting as more of an option. The targeting for Earth's missiles that may or may not ever reach there, of course. But
but even that felt like such a long shot. It's just like, oh yeah, if you keep targeting, like maybe someone can shoot it. And it's like,
well, and remember how long it takes to get. So it's not like these missiles are going to show up in the next day or like in the next hour or two. So if they sustain 6 Gs for another hour, this is going to be days, weeks, maybe even months before the missiles get there.
Yeah, because like
maybe
it's
I think the thing that I'm a broken record. Holden, he gives up like a moment too soon, and then he has to be talked into remembering that he's capable of solving the problem. And it frustrates me that through all of this, like, he has yet to grow to the point where he realizes that he's actually capable, because he has to give up, be given some sort of inspiration by some external person, whomever that is, Naomi in this case, sometimes Miller, sometimes Fred, whatever. And then suddenly he's like, oh yeah, I can use my brain and solve these problems. And he does that thing where he just gets so flooded with emotion that nothing else in his brain works, right? It's that, like, you know, monkey brain taking over, you know, and he's just like totally working on emotional responses, and then he has to be like talked down. And I just want him to grow up a little. I just want him to, like, be worthy of all of the faith that all of these other extraordinary people put in him.
So I have a question for you. If he had those answers, though, like, it is the point that he is that flawed character and he's consistently that flawed character, is that a good thing for the authors to write him that way?
I think it would be better if he learned, if he changed, if he grew.
Well, and knowing there are 7 more books,
I was actually about to make that point.
Yeah, but
I would like to
within these books.
I got the stabby out.
This book. Don't do the same thing over and over again. Oh, sorry.
The predictive stabby is out. I predict that Holden will learn this, but over the course of the books, not the course of this book.
If I can
describe what you mean by this.
He will learn to not give up and then find the answer. He'll learn to find the answer while fighting, but he won't do it until at least book 3.
Okay.
Book 3, okay. So we have to put up with a whole nother book of him.
At least one more book of Holden doing that. Probably 2 more books or something like that. You know, just to keep Mel happy.
That makes Mel sad.
So, as a parent of children,
as opposed to parents of,
as a parent and a parent of boys, right? Like, this is a thing that we work on, and I'm frustrated not only with Holden but also with Holden's parents.
Okay,
because it's like
all 8 of them.
Like the conscious. Take a breath, take a moment, analyze your surroundings, stop panicking, and act. It's like a thing you do have to train into yourself to get those neural pathways to form. And I'm also mad at Holden's parents because
and the UN military also, because that is also, especially for officers, training that we get is to.
Well, yeah, clearly it failed. I mean, that's
why
he got kicked out, right?
This is why he's no. I mean, was he the officer in command, or was he always like the XO and lower?
He was definitely lower.
Exactly what I'm saying. So he never.
Regardless, we get trained to.
Cool. Yeah, but he's never probably. Maybe he got trained, but how much did he absorb of that? Because he never had to demonstrate it. Because he always had someone else in charge that he could pass the buck to.
True.
Yeah, but I guess it's also like the muscle memory of doing that applies in lesser scenarios, lesser situations too, right? And you do it in lesser risk scenarios, so that as you get into higher and higher risk scenarios, you're capable of like trusting that you can solve it because you've solved other problems that seemed insane, and terrifying or whatever, right? We have this challenge in our house.
They get promoted.
That like people lose something and they immediately like panic, right? And like freak out and they can't find it, and then they think somebody's stolen it. Somebody's come into our house and stolen whatever it is, and it's just like immediately goes to the worst case scenario. And it's like, stop.
Well, and I will
Where
say,
did
I don't
you see
think
it last?
I don't
You know?
think he's panicking in this moment. He's just like you said, he quit. And then got really frustrated because he didn't see, like, he was just so all up in his head that he didn't see a way out.
Right.
Oh, and also, I mean, I guess I felt that this moment, this whole book has been just like constant unwinnable situations, really, in general,
True.
for normal day-to-day life in the belt or wherever,
Yeah.
right?
Anywhere.
He's anywhere, but these folks they were just hauling ice, man, right? Like, and this
Yeah.
whole situation from then to now has been one messed up situation after another. And I thought it was really interesting that, you know, this PTSD that comes out with Holden, like thinking that if this actually goes to Earth, you know, what will happen, and visualizing the can't, like Earth equals the can't, right? Like that's his like PTSD manifesting in this situation, which obviously it's probably affecting all of them as we've seen in the book, but in their thoughts, which is why I was like, you know, man, Naomi's really pissed at him right now, you know, and I don't know if I agree with her being so pissed. I mean, I think she feels like, oh, we're not courageous enough or something, or we should just do what Fred says, which is weird. I don't know, but I don't know. What did you guys think about all of that? I guess that's two different things, but
yeah, I don't know. I didn't get the sense that Naomi wanted him to do what Fred said. It was more that she didn't want him to do what he did, which was completely give up and break down. But it's just like she did what she needed to do to like snap him out of it. So whether that was conscious on her part or just the way she responded to him gave him enough of a like smidgen of shame to be like, oh, I really should actually be acting like the captain. Whichever one it was, it worked clearly, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I think we are. Sorry, carry on.
No, go ahead.
I think we are. It's very. We've talked in the past about, like, you know, he ended up on, and it's been talked about in the book, like, you are just, you know, you're on an ice hauler and you're comfortable as the XO. You're comfortable as second or third in charge or whatever. You've got no desire or drive to step up. That's been expressed. And we've seen him have to be the guy in charge and, you know, as you say, kind of stutter along, make the mistakes, make the wrong choice, you know, or like take a moment and have to be like, oh shit, actually, this is what we should do. You know, things like that. We're watching him learn how to be the guy in charge. I think this is all just a demonstration of he never could be in the past, for whatever reason, was never set up to be the guy in charge. Like he wasn't taught that by his parents. He didn't get, you know, he didn't absorb it properly through basic training and whatever training he went through with the military. Like he was never that. Some people don't. Some people can't step up and be that person. Like it's not in everybody. And I think we are seeing, we are seeing you're seeing a person who is like, you know, couldn't or wouldn't or both be that person, now thrust into that position and learning how to be that person through lack of choice. I think that's what we're saying. And it's frustrating, you know, to see someone learn that in such vital situations rather than in training and through example in lesser, you know, in situations that have lesser importance or lesser risk, lesser stakes. And I think that's probably half of our frustration with Holden being like, you're such an idiot, why are you doing that? Because that's who he was, and we kind of like, oh, you're second in charge of a big and ice hauler, you should have some know-it-all, you know, should know what you're doing. Whereas I imagine, despite the fact it's very dangerous, hauling ice back and forth for 5 years is probably quite, if you pardon the pun, a chill job.
I think if they were all idiots, it would bother me less.
That's fair.
I think my challenge is that everyone else seems so good at what they do. Everyone else knows their job so well and is so good at executing it. And Holden is constantly holding them all back. And that's where I think a lot of the frustration comes from, is because everybody else is an adult. He's not.
And they've chosen to respect the chain of command and leave him in charge.
And it's like, and yeah, and maybe so, right? Like, there is something to being an adult and being like, this is the job that I know I'm good at, and I know my strengths and I know my weaknesses, and I'm going to stay here and just like let this guy, that guy. But it also keeps putting them at risk. It keeps putting them in dangerous situations. It keeps, not that all of that is his fault by any means or anything. It's just, it's like, I feel like he just keeps making it worse. He makes it worse for them, and they're also
I mean,
he's making some good decisions, though. I think, like, he's growing and he's coming into his own a little bit.
I have seen progression.
Maybe not as fast as we hoped, but
yeah, no, he has. Like, I do recall in the past saying that was a good choice by Honest.
And we were all surprised, and I definitely put a timestamp. I put a timestamp on every single time you've said that.
Listen.
It was definitely less stakes because it's cooking in the kitchen and not trying to save a solar system. But it's a slight difference in the stakes. But I definitely have worked with people and I'm like, do you know what? I'm better at you than that section. But if I put you there and I work here and he works there and she works there, we will get the best out of this team given this situation and achieve the most.
Yeah.
And the way you've just talked made me look at it and be like, yeah, if Naomi's XO and Alex is driving and Amos is fixing, or the other way around, sorry. Was I? No.
You're
Amos
right.
driving.
You're right.
I was right. Okay, I was right. Yes.
Yeah.
And they do those things and we just leave him in charge. That's not ideal for him to be in charge, but that's going to get the most out of this particular crew.
Well, and also
I can definitely see that being a thing.
I think also, now that we're having this conversation, I never thought of it this way. The fact that they are all so competent, this does give him time to grow, because any other captain would have to be worrying about what everybody else is doing. So all he has to do is captain at this point, like make these big picture decisions, because everybody else is so more than competent at their jobs that he doesn't even have to think about them. He doesn't have to worry about it. And they're on a ship that is minimum, they've said before, minimum manning is 13. They've got 4 people and they're running it like bosses. So he does have this time to learn to be in this position that he didn't even have time to slowly escalate up into, let alone into this situation. So, like, not to, Holden's not my favorite character, but like, I do feel like for where he is and how quickly he's been thrust into A, the captain's position, and then B, like the holy fucking shit, what's going on? He's not doing the worst job ever.
Sure.
I guess I'm carrying the baggage of seeing mediocre people end up in leadership positions who shouldn't.
Yeah.
Yes.
Be in
Totally
leadership
valid.
positions.
Yeah.
And
Totally valid.
getting all the chances in the world while they're screwing up things for so many other people who.
He's a Nepo baby, basically.
Yeah.
A Nepo baby without being a Nepo baby.
Without being.
I mean, he's an
Nepo baby,
earther, right? So it's kind of the same, and it's like
Almost,
it's a bit of a proxy in this scenario in the world of this book.
Yeah,
The earthers kind of just
he's got
get
like the
whatever
perks
they
of it
want.
without. Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, there's a little bit of that.
So
I do feel it's going to be a long story, but I do feel we will get there with Holden.
Yeah.
And I want to say, it's not an official prediction, but I reckon in a few books' time we'll be like.
Well,
do
you
remember
said
back in
you
book one
predict
where we
that
talked about-
by book 3, Rob predicts that Holden will learn to find the
No
answer.
sooner. Not by
No
book three.
sooner. No sooner than
book three. Book three at the earliest. Not on.
No, you didn't say that earlier, but we'll
okay. I did.
You
I was
did.
like, I said
I
it'll
just-
be at least book three before.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's only so much I can write down, so again, I'm glad I clarified.
There we go.
I just want to apologize in advance to all the foldies who will have to listen to me find yet more interesting ways to talk about Holden for at least 2 more books.
I mean, they could kill him by the end of this book also, because that's an option.
No,
That is an option. Is that an option that you're giving us? Because
I don't know. With these books, anything's possible.
I guess that's
Mel hasn't airlocked him, so yeah.
I haven't.
Yeah.
You haven't. No.
Staring at plot armor, being mad at it.
Heather had a good question. Do you think that,
Go for it.
talking about Holden's sort of sadness about Earth right now, if Earth was hit by the potato and Earth is destroyed or changed, let's just say, he thinks that'll kill the whole world or the whole solar system. Like Mars will be able to survive, none of the Belters will be able to survive, nor do you think that, Heather asks if we think that will really happen, or is Holden just being kind of spaces? Like could we come up with other solutions on the belt, on Mars, in other satellite like Luna, stuff like that? Could we survive without Earth? Or is he just too much of an Earther to think that everyone can survive with them? Without them?
I think it's the latter, because I think human, even if you're not on Earth, human innovation is pretty impressive, and nothing forces innovation like dire circumstances, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you see some of the most creative, inventive solutions in places that have next to nothing, right? So I think that is the case here, especially when you have all of the Mars infrastructure, like Marsing it up all over the place, and the Belters are just scrappy as all hell. They'll be able to figure it out. You might not get any more Vermont cheddar cheese, and that would be sad. But
more cheese.
Yeah. But somebody else would figure out.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Need is the mother of invention, isn't it? That's
Europa cheese could become the new cheese.
And also, let's talk logistics. What's it, like 14 billion people on Earth or something stupid like that at this stage?
Yeah, something dumb like that.
Something dumb like that. There are not enough resources on planet Earth to cater to 14 billion people, and then to cater to Mars, and then to cater to the Belt. Like, resources for them have to come from other places, at least in a smaller amount, not necessarily completely, but there are, to a degree, independent sources of things for Mars and the Belt. They can't solely come from Earth. We already just started the series by realizing their water comes from the ice rings of Saturn. So or is it Jupiter? Whichever one, doesn't matter. So they would get by, I think. I don't think if Earth is wiped out, that means, well, Mars and the Belt are on a countdown clock. It's not an automatic thing. That's a very good question, Skeeter. Do we really want to survive as a species in the universe without Vermont cheddar? I mean, if I'm still getting strong English cheddar, I don't care about Vermont cheddar. I'm just saying that. But
strong English cheddar will also be gone because all the cows and all the goats and all that.
If the question is, we want to live in a world without cheddar, then no, I don't want to live in a world
without cheese. Everything out in space is vat grown.
I don't either, really.
So
there we go.
The only real sources of natural, I'm putting air quotes here, food is from Earth, because they don't have animals in space at this point in time. And I think that's Holden's monologue point, is they stagnated. They just didn't choose to figure out how to get like animals or technology or
there's
all that.
There's a lot of
there.
things that come from Earth, you know,
Yeah.
and that's fair and that's valid. And you have to
And
go
I
without
think
quite a long
capitalism
time.
probably played its part in that too, right? Like
Oh yeah,
preventing the innovation that could provide more
Because
independence.
the corporations that
Because
existed
the
on Earth.
corporations, right?
Yeah.
Like they bought off they bought off the innovations that would have provided independence and for all sorts of different things to keep that political and financial and central POV focus on Earth. So
yeah, it would be a very precarious life for, I would guess,
People would die.
Yeah, we would die. Yeah, it would be a number of decades, I would think, before it wasn't quite so precarious. You know, there's obviously a good establishment on Mars, but not like there is on Earth. And the belt is getting by as it can. But I think it would be a number of decades while they resettled everything. And there probably would be, you know, a loss of life as a result, because there would be a huge number of resources coming from Earth out to Mars and the belt. But, you know, I don't think human species would disappear as a result. I think they would struggle and get by for a while. And then, like you say, need would drive innovation and invention, and that would lead them through, and they would make it.
I think they'd build a space arc and make it happen.
You mean like the Nauvoo?
Which they
exactly.
Which they just
the
flew
Mormons.
away.
Yeah, someone can chase that down and get it back.
They're gonna find it. I am rooting for the Mormons and the Nauvoo to
That's it.
reunite.
That's how
away.
That's the final chapter. The solar system is fucked.
And the Mormons are like, see ya. Y'all
And
are
then
great.
and then suddenly it's just like, and that, ladies and gents, is how the Mormons are the only humans left in the world. And you find this old man sat around a fake space fire telling stories to young Mormon children. And that is how Mormonism survived, and no one else did. The end. That's how it ends.
That's how this ends. Okay. The
That's
Mormons survived.
book 8 or 9 or whatever it is type thing. There we go.
I love it. I love it.
I'm not writing that
Well,
down
good
unless
for
you
them.
put a fucking stabby up.
Good for them is all I'm gonna say.
I don't know. I feel low-key kind of like I should pick up the stabby.
Make a prediction.
The stabby is not out currently, so but
You sheathed your stabby.
I'm tempted.
I've got my stabby.
No, I'm not going to do it.
No.
Anyway, shall we talk Bella chapter, or is there anything else?
We should.
Yeah?
We should talk about
All right.
chapter.
Oh well, no. There's tons of stuff in this.
Oh
chapter,
wait.
so.
Okay, what else? Go, Leigh-A.
So I just wanted to make. Oh, so we didn't talk about how Holden literally calls Naomi back up once he's like got. We've only talked about Holden's crash and not the rest of the chapter. So one thing that I did appreciate, which is very military. So he's casually went over the comms like, "Hey, Naomi, can you come back up to ops?" After he's had this brainstorm, and she's like, "No," and he sounds the klaxons and says, "Exo to ops," and that is 100% exactly how you would do in the military. And also, for anybody not who's never had military experience, that's not how you call officers. You always say, like, especially the XO, like, requesting XO to come to ops, or you're very polite about it. So if you have to be directed to say insert officer title here to, like, and then it's like, ooh, you just got called the principal's office. So so XO to ops is like, holy shit, you're in fucking trouble. Get your fucking ass up here right now.
Is this the equivalent of getting full named by your partner?
Yeah. So yeah, it's like you're in so much trouble if it's XO to ops. It's like, holy fucking shit, what just happened? And then sounding the klaxons on top of it. He just goes full military. He's like, I'm not fucking around. And then they refer to each other by their titles after that. So I thought that was like very interesting.
I'm not sure that he's going to get any after this. At least not tonight.
No. He's riding solo tonight, I'll tell you that.
He's gonna sound his own klaxons.
Yeah. She's like, EXO to sleep. Okay.
EXO to your own room. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
EXO to your own juice. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird in chat. Go on then, folks. Yeah, I mean that was. I didn't know that, but that is funny. I'm just now thinking of reels where it's like, you know, calling my partner by their full name in front of the family, and they do that, and the whole family just goes ooh and leave them.
100%.
You know?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So, yeah, and that's again how these authors, I think, like in so far in books that I've read, like they're one of the most like militarily accurate that I've ever seen, because it's little details like this that is like EXO to ops, and you're like, oh shit, she's in trouble.
But I do appreciate that when she did get to ops, they figured it out. you know?
Yeah. Well, she even comes up and she like
Well, they figured out an idea.
Yeah. Well, and again, that they
Hear that, Mel? I think that was a Freudian slip. I think they fixed it. I think Amis gave us a clue there.
Did I?
You said that they figured it out as opposed to they
figured out to turn on the ships.
But they don't have to like go.
They
so
have
fast.
plot armor. Do you have any doubt that they don't
figured it out? So the Ravi doesn't have to.
No,
go
I mean
and
they figured
kill
out how to.
themselves.
Yeah, the Ravi thing was funny to me at the end.
Yeah.
Where she's like, "Oh, good, I don't have to die."
Yes, I mean that is just that
good.
is a big problem solving. So
yeah.
Skeeter's comment: Holden sacrificed Space Booty to maybe save Earth. That actually kind of seems heroic.
This is why our bar is unnecessarily low.
Yeah,
it's so low.
And I just want to point out an interchange that happened in our full spoilers chat. Heather said, on a side note, I found Holden's view of the stagnancy of humanity to be very Frank Herbert-esque and a fun little nod to the father of science. And Oliver's ears responded with, his internal monologue was one of the best in the book so far. So,
okay.
So good writing, authors. Good job.
So far.
So far.
There's hope there, Belle. There's so far.
So far.
Oh, 3. I'm
It was a good
You are all giving me hope, so thank you. I appreciate it.
Do you know what I don't have hope of?
What?
Fucking POV.
It's gonna happen.
We're not done yet.
I
It's
don't
gonna be the
believe
last-
that our people would lie to us.
No, but it's going to be the last one, isn't it? It's going to be chapter fucking 53 or whatever it is. I don't know.
I don't know. And well, that would
I
be
think
the next one.
I think I've already joked about that, but now we've got to go 4 left. I bet it's the last one. It's going to irritate the shit out of me. As long as it's not Fred, okay? As long as it's not Fred, because I don't want the inner monologue to reveal his Palpatineousness yet. So,
okay.
So
okay. Other chapter, or are we done with this one, Leigh-A?
Yeah, can we?
Those are my
on?
last points.
Okay.
You're allowed
Okay.
to move on now. I give you permission.
So I don't remember. I don't remember what Rob said he thought Placentamon looked like. Do you remember what you said? Because we asked last week
the
what
Pokemon?
Like no. Like what had the transformation on Arrows? Like what it would look like? You gave a prediction last week, and I don't remember exactly what you said.
Did I?
Yeah.
Placentamon is a hamster inside the potato. Placentamon is an innocent escaped lab creature like Odo from Deep Space Nine.
Oh, that's right. That's what you
there
said.
we go.
That's what you said.
Yes.
That's what
there
you
we
said.
go.
Space Nine
It was Odo from Deep Space Nine, but instead we get blue sparkly undersea darkness scene. What did you think when you saw that?
Yeah, what did you think? I want to know what your thoughts were.
Because it's very different than vomit zombies.
I didn't pick up on that, if I'm honest. I kind of just, I don't know why I did. When I was reading it, I was just like, okay, there's no form yet. Fine. I didn't.
Black
that's not for me,
vines.
That's not something that I really. I think I focused on Miller too much reading it, like what Miller was doing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like the build up on like the wheels as he's trying to like tow these bombs through and such. And
But the stuff that's building up on the wheels, and then
it's like fern like
a million
material.
tiny luminescent dots that swirled in the air like blue fireflies, and then later there's more of them just like hanging from the ceilings and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't. I was along for the ride, and I was like, okay,
sure.
Yeah, it's not. At this stage, I suppose I'm just kind of like accepting that whatever is happening with Placentamon is happening.
Yeah.
And I'm not like, okay, that's not what I envisioned, or I'm not like. I'm more invested in predicting what's happening with the characters than like their environment.
Oh, I am totally on board with Placentamon being a character, so I'm also fascinated by the like metamorphosis of.
Yeah, I'm not. However it presents is fine with me, if that makes sense. So whatever we stumble across, I'm like, cool, and then I'm not. You know, I don't know how else to word that.
Well, I guess it wasn't. Yeah, I mean,
it's not. I don't. It's
you
not.
don't
I
have to like have a strong opinion.
Yeah,
but cool it's also an opinion.
Yeah, like it's not like, you know, I don't care. It's more just like I'm willing to accept whatever's going on. Like, because I just don't have a prediction really. Like when I said all like very early, like I was like, oh, wouldn't that be cool? But I was also like dangly blue fireflies. That's cool too, you know, and like crusts on their wheels so he can't get through. Oh, okay, it's fighting him, you know, and I just kind of accepted it, and my brain just focused on Miller more than anything else, I suppose. So yeah,
I don't know.
I bet it looks cool. If they did that in the TV show, like and represented it that way, I bet it was really quite impressive, to be honest. Almost probably quite ethereal and magical.
Well, you can see it in our thumbnail for this week. You can see it.
Oh, that's why the thumbnail is what it is. Oh
my God, seriously?
Come on.
Well, Mel, I'm right with you. I love the continual change of the Placentamon.
Yeah.
Like even just his walk, like you're saying, like his walk from when he opens the door to where we end the chapter, like it's all different still, right?
Yeah, that's changing.
Yeah.
I mean, like he hears something fly by that's more than too fast, and it's just like,
yes.
It's not,
and there's like spider hands and stuff.
It's horror and suspense all rolled up into one, because like he has this freak out. It like, and all of us are. I've read it so many times. I've seen the show, and I'm still in there freaking out as I'm like, my heart is elevated and I'm sweating. And I'm like, I know what happens. Why am I so freaked out?
Because my reaction is just like total fascination. I'm like, what is happening around every corner? Like, I was like, because I was imagining it almost like a tree, but like a tree made of charcoal and like it looked like a tree, but the texture was charcoaly with the blackness and the it getting embedded and chunkified into the wheels and all that stuff. And I'm just like, what is happening? This is crazy. Yeah. And I just think that's so cool. And also like I want Placentamon at some point to tell us why Placentamon made the choices to metamorphosize the way that it did. I think that's like, why are you making these choices? Is this pre-programmed, or is this something you found in Eros that you're trying to emulate? Are you trying on different like physical manifestations of yourself? Like, what are you doing as you learn, as you change to like, that is making you make the choices to physically form yourself in the way that you are.
Miller's even thinking like, you were supposed to crash into Earth when we didn't even know what photosynthesis was. So now you're like, it's got this programming to do something at that level, and now it's got so much more.
Yeah.
So what is it trying to do at this point?
Yeah.
I think I've realized why I didn't really remember and be like, oh yeah, it was cool. I have plot armor for Miller, And I'm just like, well, he's not going to die. So nothing.
Yes,
that he's going
you've
through
said
is,
that. You've said
Yeah.
that several
So
times.
nothing he's going through right now, even if it's drastic or crazy, like that, he's gonna be okay. So there's nothing scary about what he's going through, if that makes sense, because I have confidence he'll make it through. Now,
Sure,
whether he
yeah.
stops it or not is a different situation, but he will be fine. Thus, it makes whatever he encounters not scary for me.
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah,
also, I was also quite short-sighted in my view of like what's placentamon and what's not. And I suppose that I'm looking at it and being like, this is cool environment that it's created, but I'm not looking at it like that's part of placentamon. When really, thanks to you pointing out, well, it is. It's placentamon manifesting in various ways. That it, and I've been short-sighted. I mean, like cool environment, you know, and not for cool environment that's made and is placentamon.
By some sort of intelligence, like right.
So that's probably.
Go ahead, Rob.
That's probably the two reasons where you've asked me. And I've gone, cool, didn't pay attention. Sorry.
Yeah. So now you think about this chapter as not just a Miller chapter; it's also a placentamon chapter, right?
Really
it's
is.
Miller and placentamon are there together,
and
then we get to
Yeah,
his,
Rob has placentamon fairy flies.
Yeah, you do.
Not who all wonders are lost, points out.
Yes,
So, like, why does
he's had the fairy lights for like forever. Those have been there forever.
I've had the placenta lights are from day one.
So Rob's been infected for a long time at this point.
True.
And I'm still here.
That's right. He's like, oh yeah, ignore everything about
and
placentamon.
that's why he
like,
thinks Miller is going to survive, because Rob's already infected, so Rob believes Miller is going to survive. Okay, now it makes sense.
There we go.
I thought it was pretty silly, if I'm gonna be honest. I thought the like 5-second button thing trigger.
Like, why didn't they make the trigger longer?
Also,
They
like,
could've.
couldn't he have just like waited a little bit to like load it? Like he could have loaded it when he was in.
They had that whole conversation last week, and I very specifically brought it up last week, knowing that it was going to be a problem this week. And you guys said last week that it made sense based off of the logic. We had this whole conversation last. I don't ask these questions. Sometimes I ask these questions to be a devil's advocate, but sometimes I ask these questions for reasons.
Okay, fine. But in execution, I thought it was dumb, and I'm allowed to change my opinion when presented with new information.
And I did ask the question, in retrospect, do you think that was a good decision, knowing what we know now?
No. In retrospect, give the man a little breathing room. For God's sakes, what's 15 seconds versus 5 seconds?
Right.
Like
three times as long.
Because last week the whole what Amos through Naomi and Miller decided was 5 seconds, and like just in case placentamon comes out and attacks you, and is able to do some sort of weird voodoo magic, because it's like it looks like magic but it's not. But 5 seconds, right? Do we agree? Do you want longer? Miller said no. 5 seconds sounds good, because you're right. Voodoo magic, it's not magic, but it is magic. We don't understand it. 5 seconds.
On a personal level, I disagree with debating the choices made, if that makes sense. So to sit here and be like, now we have more information, I'd have made a different decision. You could say that probably about 99% of the decisions you've ever made in your entire life, that anyone else has ever made in their entire life.
Sure.
You know? And I'm like, I just can't do that. I think that you just end up focusing on regret and mistakes.
Yeah.
That's a personal thing for me. So when you be like, did he make the wrong choice? It's a difficult choice, you know, to have made.
Well, and we still don't know that it's the wrong choice. We haven't gotten to the point
exactly.
where it may not be the wrong choice.
We know it's a challenge for him to go through what he's going through. He made the best choice he could with the information that he thought he could, and they obviously, he was assisting, thought that they could with the information they had at the time. You know, to sit here and debate, oh, you should have picked 10 or 15 seconds instead, it would have made your life easier. Being like, great. Because if he'd known what he was going through, he would also know whether he needs a death switch or not. And thus, timing becomes irrelevant. You know?
Yeah.
Let me rephrase.
That's my opinion. Mel, you are absolutely entitled to and absolutely valid in saying that's a dumb decision.
More from my commentary was more from the perspective of that it made the scene silly. Like,
did it?
It made the struggles feel just like this is unnecessary. Authors they're in it. Like, from the perspective of somebody who was also fascinated by the world that he was in, right? From my perspective, it took away from that experience because he was constantly struggling with a stupid button. And
but that's also tactical. That's also tactical, though. So, like,
tactical on the author's part, or on his part, or what? What do you mean?
In world that they would want a dead man switch, because if he dies, who's going to set it off? And that was the whole conversation. Like, if something happens to you, how does this get set off? Because we're not going to be able to transmit and explode it from somewhere else.
Yeah.
So it is strategic. It was a strategic tactical decision that Amos and Naomi came up with.
For the in-world team, I'm saying from the perspective, the meta of the authors, it was tricky to pair that with the discovery of all of this transformation that Placenta One has gone through.
I agree.
From my perspective,
it was distracting.
It was distracting.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it.
It was.
Because I was just like,
real.
this is so fucking real.
It made it feel real to me. Like, you've made this choice, and this is actually the impact it would have, rather than glossing over that. Like, how many times do you watch something and they gloss? Literally, just like the book series. I just finished it, and it glossed over a few things. It was like, hold up, actually. And it did talk about some things that had gone horribly wrong, and they weren't resolved. But there are other things that it totally glossed over that happened, and you're just like, well, we've totally moved on from the fact that, you know, the guy that was totally in love with you and sacrificed himself for you, you've totally gotten over that grief, despite the fact it was 6 months ago. You know, and you've been through 6 boys since, you know, and stuff like that. Like, it
was like, what books? Oh, we're talking vampire.
Yeah, the vampire books. Sorry, yes.
Vampire books.
the YA vampire books.
YA vampire books. Yes, it's like,
familiar.
Yeah, I'm glad that it was like, okay, you've made this tactical choice of 5 seconds. Here's the real impact it would have in this theoretical situation. It made it more realistic to me. It didn't feel stupid. It felt like, actually, this is how difficult it would actually be to do this.
Well, and it makes it, instead of just like doing a walk through of Wonderland, like, he's going through all these constant struggles of like, where am I going? How do I not have this detonate? Like, I'm running out of air, so I'm eventually gonna have to find air. Like, the terrain is difficult. This thing is not light, and just like he's got these constant struggles going on. Somebody who was literally just about to kill himself. And now he's got this motivation to go do something.
Side note: do not give this 5 second death switch to Rapunzel, because so far Rapunzel's put about five reasons in chat why she would drop or stop pushing the button and not get back to it in 5 seconds. So, fair warning. Love you, Rapunzel. We really do, actually.
Well, I mean, in that case, say Rapunzel ends up with the death switch. Not that I want you to die, Rapunzel, but like the consequence, it's a nuclear blast on a station. If it happens in the wrong place, wouldn't it still have quite the effect on the station? Like, I feel like that would be significant enough, regardless of where it happened on the station.
Well, clearly not. Otherwise, he wouldn't be trying to get to a said spot.
On the trajectory of it and stuff. You know, I guess if it exploded in the wrong place, it would still affect what was going on with inertia and that sort of stuff.
at this point, my understanding is that Eros is basically almost the size of Rhode Island. So if you set off a nuclear bomb at the south of Rhode Island, north of Rhode Island is not going to get affected.
Is it really almost the size of Rhode Island?
The size. I did the math. Like when we first started talking about Eros, I went through this whole thing. It was like, oh God, how big is Eros really? It's almost the size of Rhode Island. It's
So
not
he walks like to the center of Rhode Island from the edge of Rhode Island, carrying.
You could
Like
probably
large
hand
number of
wave.
blocks.
You could probably hand wave that he's center lined,
Sure.
and not at one of the extremities. As the security officer, he's probably on at least the center axis,
Right.
so, which
So
is
again,
where
close to the action with the thing. So if he lets it go and it goes off, bad things still happen to Placentamon.
There's an argument there, Mel. Yeah.
and he's been walking for hours at this point. So yeah, like not getting too close, but if you're instead of going this way on Rhode Island, you're going this way. But it's a potato. It's a potato.
It's a potato.
Do you think when he opened the doors originally, it says that like the stuff whizzes by him? Do you think Placentamon is now out in the
Yes.
store? Did anyone else get that? Okay.
I got that and I was like, that seems bad.
That's how Placentamon survives the big explosion.
And
Exactly.
but remember how airlocks work. So there are at least two sets of doors.
That's true. Yeah.
I thought he had to break them open though, so it was just open.
So
yeah.
So but airlocks have two doors. So they've got the
Right.
door that goes to the outside and the door that goes to the inside because there's a pressurization chamber.
True.
Yeah.
I
So
guess I didn't feel like he was actually in that chamber.
well,
anymore,
so he was in that chamber. Hypothetically, he closed the door behind him because
He had to
Miller's
push the stuff open.
Miller's not a dum-dum for the most part. Miller's not a Holden,
But he's in the suit, so I think
and he's
wasn't
in the
thinking
suit.
so much.
But
about
but
all
he
that.
also knows that you don't want it. Like he's a security officer, so he knows that we don't want space
Yeah.
fireflies
I
getting
just
out.
don't remember him. I don't remember it stating that the door was closed behind him.
It doesn't. I think
doesn't
that's an assumption that they're assuming that we're going to make, like knowing how airlock doors work. So you close
Sure,
the
it just
outside
sounds
one.
like everything doesn't work anymore. That's
Well,
why I didn't feel like we could make that assumption.
He's physically opening and closing everything. So once he's inside the sealed locks, he's going to open and then may or may not. So it's flooding in. But if I feel
If
like
he
this
goes
is,
out now, like if he goes out that door,
or if somebody lands and tries to go in
Yeah.
that particular door, yes, then we're fucked. 100%.
Yeah. All right.
I think it escaped. I'm rooting for Placentamon to survive at this point.
to get the
It's
stabby
too
out
cool.
for that?
It's too cool to die.
I'd get the stabby out, but I picked up the cat and now I'm actually holding it like a baby.
It's got like at least
You got a
20
baby.
stabbies on it, so you can count the cat as a
You can hold
stabby.
up the paw, and that's fine.
She
There's
is
like
holding
5.
up the paw. There we go.
She's already raised the stabby.
She's so cute, that little stinker.
All right, so Noman Gardens, correct me. I swear to God, like there was something that was the size of Arrows, or size of Rhode Island. I swore it was Arrows. Maybe it was Ceres that was the size of Arrows. Maybe it was Ceres that was the size of Rhode Island.
Maybe.
But yeah, so Arrows
Still big.
Arrows is approximately 1/3 the size of Rhode Island, but still, that's not insignificant.
Not insignificant.
Not insignificant.
But the bomb going off could still have an effect.
Can we talk about the spider hands just a little bit? Oh, he doesn't.
Those really freak you out, don't they?
They're so freaky. So he goes in and he doesn't see any humans. Like no more humans. Everybody's Gandhi.
And he has a panic attack.
And the square walls have turned round. We don't know why. Maybe Placentamon likes a round chamber. We don't know. But anyway, so he goes through and he doesn't see any human life forms anywhere. But he does see things, spider-like things crawling on the walls that he comes to learn are hands. little hands from multiple people crawling everywhere.
Do you want to read that that paragraph?
Do you want me to read it?
And
Should I read
this is where Thing came from the Addams family.
Right.
So the proto-molecule is already on Earth.
It's Thing.
Yes.
for
It's
sure.
been here forever, guys.
Yeah, I can read it.
Kitty
A flock
butt.
of-
We've got
A
some
flock of
Sulan booty.
softball-sized spider-like things crawled through the corridor, leaving a slick sheen of glowing slime behind them. It wasn't until he paused to knock one off the cart that he recognized them as severed hands. The trailing wrist bones charred black and remade. Part of his mind was screaming, but it was a distant one and easy to ignore. That's the only human pieces we've heard, that he's seen yet.
It's crazy.
So,
I think
It is
that
pretty
flying thing was body parts. I just assumed it was.
probably.
Yeah, he describes it as larger than two fists put together.
Right.
Yeah, that's how freaky to me.
So then he
so we-
starts to listen.
And he starts to
Yes.
He gets to
that
the
is true.
middle. He's looking for the hot spots, and then he starts to listen to what it's saying.
So getting back to his assumptions, do you think his assumptions are accurate as he's moving along and monitoring the different atmospheres and the hot spots? Do you think these are good assumptions that he's moving in the right direction of where to? We already said, could he just blow up the bomb anywhere?
Yeah, I guess from my perspective, it was like you had to pick something. You had to pick something to decide as a differentiator. And he picked something that he had some evidence of differentiation. So he followed that evidence, right? I'm sure if it didn't lead him to a central location that made sense, then he would have tried to figure out some different evidence. But
Yeah, there's logic behind
There's logic,
the heat from the mass, correlating together. So heat implies more mass, implies the
energy consumption.
Yeah, so there's definitely
I'm a huge Aliens fan, so this whole scene just reminds me of spoilers for Aliens of when they walk through how the aliens change the structure of the ships that the humans were in, and how they all look different, and the heat signatures. It's all the humans are in one place, right? But it's not really the humans. Anyway, just this whole scene reminded me of that movie so much. If you've never seen it.
And we did have in the previous chapter a discussion of the heat transfer. So they're already talking about the physics that, the place where the center of where this is happening, what you could call maybe the engine, is going to probably be hotter.
And do you think at this point that they all think there's still going to be an engine, because they didn't see these spider-like things and the vines yet, right? So Miller's going into this thinking he's going to find a ship engine.
Yeah, the dilithium cube or whatever.
He still thinks he's going to find that in this journey. Do you think he's still picturing that as the center?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because you've either got the sufficiently advanced science is akin to magic. That's what we say. Magic is just science that we haven't explained yet. So they've either got to sit there and be like, it's moving magically, which they've all decided no, it can't be, because they've all does it stick to the laws of physics? It does, but kind of in a way we're not 100% sure of, but it does. So they've all automatically scienced it. So they then thus have to have an engine. They can't just turn up to a big room and be like, well, it's just a bigger chamber. There's no engine and it just moves. Because
So
then that
maybe
leads back into the magic.
Yeah, so maybe from chapter 1 or the prologue or chapter 1, whatever, when all the crew members that were melting on the the radiation? I mean, do you think
where we got placentamon from?
Yeah. Do you think that's kind of the evolution of the engine is like that? Just takes over that. Do we think we're going to see something like that here?
Yeah, maybe. Are we getting Derek back? Ooh, more Derek, help me.
I think Derek was blown up.
No, instead. Oh no.
What?
What?
What if Julie's there when he gets to the center and she talks to him like as a zombie?
You think she's going to be like, Miller, I love you.
Like her physical form?
Yeah, there's going to be some kind of slightly altered in some way, like
crystallized Julie with the stuff coming out of her vagina. Like he literally walks back into the hotel.
Maybe not like hotel room Julie, but what if Julie in some evolved placentamon form is there and talks to Miller when he's trying to set the bomb,
like as a separate entity, like a separate.
Yeah, not like
so I'm gonna go back to
2 shows ago when you predicted, yes.
And we finally got everything. Thank you, Rapunzel, for helping me organize my notes on April 9th.
I love you, Rapunzel.
Yeah, she was amazing. Helped me, I sent her all my notes. I was like, can you do something with us? And so she's helped me organize. So now when we do predictions, I don't have to be like, where the fuck was that? Try to read through my handwriting. So on April 9th, chapters 23 to 24, Mel, you predicted Jolie is not dead.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that was confirmed, right? By the end of this chapter. She's not dead. She's talking.
But yeah, so is that Julie?
Yes.
Is that Julie, or is it?
The part of Julie remains.
There's also so many hive mind theories that you guys have.
Yeah, exactly. But she's like the locutus.
She's the spokesperson.
Spokesperson. Like
POV from Julie. POV
even
from
if she
Julie.
doesn't have like a physical form, Julie is the dominant personality in Placentamon because she's talking about the razor. She's talking about the razor over and over.
The Razorback. The Razorback.
Yeah, but still, yeah.
Yes.
We say razor for short.
Yes.
Like we say the Rossi for the Roccananti or whatever it is.
It's allowed. Short concatenations.
But
it's Julie. And that's what Miller realizes, right? That's why he calls Holden, because he's like, Holden, Julie's alive, and that means all the other people who are part of Placentamon are still alive in some form. Their consciousnesses exist in this mass.
Is that why you think he thinks that there's a problem? Is because there's still consciousness from these people? Is that why he thinks it's a problem?
Yeah, that's
why he calls it.
I don't know. It seemed really obvious to me, but maybe that's just me. Did you have something else, Rob?
We have turned the Placentamon mass into the Borg.
Yeah, and you guys do have
Julie is
several
their
of
locutus.
those.
Yeah. And I now think we get a POV from Julie at the end of it.
I love it.
Okay.
That's not an official prediction.
Okay. Do we think that
shoot the shit?
I'm saying soft predicts.
Fine.
Miller thinks it's a problem. Is it a problem?
I think that the problem is that they're trying to blow up Eros, and Eros is still alive. It's in a different form, but there's still humanity is still alive on Eros. I think that was my thought, is that he was calling Holden to tell him, I can't blow this up in good conscience. I can't blow this up because the people are still alive here.
But there's only hands alive. There's just hands.
Because I think Miller is capable of seeing it bigger.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't I say that this was like the way that it learns or something, and then afterwards everything's put back? Did I say that at some point?
that it's put back? I don't remember you saying things about it.
No,
being
I don't think
put
I said
back.
that. Okay, so there's an episode of Voyager. So bear with me if you have seen it. But there's an
Never
episode of
seen it.
Voyager.
So
Okay,
please
there's an episode.
over-explain.
They're flying through space and they come across an anomaly, and the only way you can see this anomaly is it kind of just like flexes space. So everything just kind of like flexes and bends a bit, almost as if you're seeing it through like a weird flexy piece of glass, but it flexes in all directions type thing. And it envelops the ship and starts working its way slowly closer and closer to the center, and everyone gets trapped on one of the holodecks in essence. And in the end, once they've tried everything to stop it, expanding and taking over the ship and taking people in essence, they're like, the only thing left to do is to just let it happen. We have exhausted all other options. There is literally nothing else we could do, and they allow it to happen. And then everything is, and I'm spoiling this episode, by the way, folks.
Voyager spoilers, people.
Voyager spoilers for some point in like
spoilers.
I feel like season, I want to say season 5. I don't know why, but anyway, somewhere in the later seasons. And then that's it. Everything is like they let it happen. The entire ship is absorbed, and then suddenly they all just wake back up, and everything's fine. And the anomaly is moving on through space. And not only has that happened, but their entire database has been copied. And then like an enormous amount of information has also then been dumped into it as well. And they realize that the anomaly was merely just like studying them and learning about them, observing, and that was their method for it. And then once they had done that, they left them in the exact condition they were before and left them with their information too in exchange. So now I'm not saying that's exactly what's happening with Placentamon and that everyone will end up perfectly, all put together and whatever at the end of it, because we don't have Julie put together in one piece. We don't have, we don't have Darren and Eric and all the others. Yeah. But this could be a way of placenta, this could be a learning tool. And maybe at the end of it, Placentamon will be like, I have learned languages, I have learned people, I have learned culture, I have learned this, I have learned that. And like, now I must go home to bring back that information to these godlike beings from millions of years ago.
Oh, that's very Star
So it's
Trek
like
Academy.
some form of I haven't watched Academy yet. Some form of like a probe effect in essence. So yeah.
Yeah, there's a character
Was
in
that season
Academy.
1? Was it one of the early seasons, No Garden? Maybe it was. I don't think it was. But anyway, carry on, because
it definitely was not season 1.
No, they had like
it was definitely a further along season.
Yeah.
I don't know which one. But
so non-consensual info dump. Yes, Skeeter, that works as well. So anyway, maybe this is some form of probe that's so bizarre, but it does have to. I'm not saying it kills people, but I'm also not saying they'll be fine afterwards.
Yeah.
How do you think? Okay, let's just go on with this theory. How do you think the whole of Placentamon, like all of it, decide to make Julie's voice be there? You said she was like a representative of the Placentamon. Like, how do you think they made her voice be the one?
Because Miller's there, and Miller knew, like, they can sense Miller a bit, like maybe they can.
Because
I
you said that he had like some sort of
look. If they could power this third the size of Rhode Island thing to like move through space at exponential speeds and only barely obey the laws of physics and so on and so forth, then they can psychically read Miller's mind and be like, oh, he knows Julie. Okay, he knows that chick we got before we got here. Sweet. We'll, spin her up.
So you're.
I don't think that's what's going on.
Okay. Go ahead, Mel.
I'm really just shooting the shit. I'm 99%
I feel like we've touched on this a little bit, so forgive me if I'm repeating myself, but I feel like Placentamon's like dominant experience with humanity was traveling with Julie by herself all the way from pirate ship to Eros. So the most exposure to the initial like solid human without completely destroying that human as it did the initial ones to like maybe the initial people it destroyed to like feed to get it like the inertia initial mass to be able to start re-kickstart itself, right? But Julie it sat with and like Longform explored her on the way to Eros, and so she's its archetype for humanity, right? So her brain, her body, her mind influenced all the decisions that it made on Eros. And in the sense, like, Julie is almost like the default for it, and almost like
it's very alienist against all the other human bodies that changed into.
Sure, absolutely, but like, if you were a creature, and the first creature and your job is to like transform these other creatures, right? You know that this is your job, and you run into one who you actually form a bond with of sorts, even if it is an unwilling bond, because I don't think Julie was like consciously part of this, but you know, at some point she gets absorbed into the collective, but she is the default, right? So as the collective expands, it's all pinging off of its initial Julie, right? So Julie is home base for this. So from my perspective, it makes sense that Julie is the voice, because she's also
I would like to agree 99% with Mel and give my theory a 1% possibility.
So if that's the case, then sorry, go ahead, Leigh-A.
No, go ahead.
I was say, if that's the case, then is the worry are there really a bunch of conscious beings, or is it just one? And should we be worried, like Miller's worried, or you know, what he's worried about is that everyone's here still alive. If your theory is correct, then it's really just one big being.
So, Amis, are you asking about the hive mind concept?
Yeah, if it's like, we talked about hive mind before, but like his worry, as we stated earlier, is that there's all these people still alive in maybe a different form, but they're still conscious. But if it's really just because previous, like Dresden's, you know, suggests that they're not really sentient, right? They're just doing a job kind of thing, right? So if it's just Julie, really, if she's really the prototype for this whole, all the humans that were once human, is it really a big deal then if it's just one person, one sentient?
Yeah, I still don't think it's one person. I think Julie is like the central nexus. It's like she's like the neural center of the neural map, which is made up of all of the minds of all of the people on it.
Do they ever have a voice besides her? If she's the central, will they ever have a voice themselves?
I don't necessarily think that Julie suppresses their voices. She's just like the most like she's in the chorus. She just like has the soprano, if that makes sense.
Right now. But before, to Rob's theory, before in the Eros feed, they heard lots of voices, right?
Yeah.
And lots of sounds.
But at that point, there was no other humans to communicate with. Now a human being has turned up.
Miller
and they want to communicate with said human, and they've lucked out that the person they studied most after they built their initial mass happens to be the person that he is weirdly psychologically in love with because of recordings. And
maybe your theory is like more like 10% instead of 1%.
Snooping a hole. No,
maybe 10%. Let's give him 10%.
10% is good.
No, but I agree with Mel that, you know, because I think the Borg analogy fits better. You're right. Julie is Locutus. All the Borg are alive. They have, you know, if you disconnect them, they have their own thoughts and feelings. They're just entirely merged together. They are there. You know, and as we see in Voyager, you know, when you release drones from the collective, they become individuals again. There are obviously traumatic things connected, you know, that's specific to Star Trek. But, you know, there are individuals, they're just merged when together. And then, you know, if you could release them, then there. And Julie is the voice, Locutus, the queen, whatever you want to call her. She's just that singular voice that they choose to talk through, but they're all there. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah, agreed. And I don't even necessarily think that it's literally sounds like Julie, you know, that it's like Miller actually hears her voice. I don't necessarily think that it has to go that specific.
Sure.
He hears her thoughts. He knows her. He's read her work. He's spent, all this time studying her. He knows her way of communicating. And even if it's like whatever, if it's a bunch of clicky sounds or a man's voice or whatever, it's still Julie's words coming in. That don't necessarily need to have her like vocal whatever. And it doesn't need a physical form. From my perspective, I think Rob's theory about Julie physically being there is cool, but I don't necessarily think it even needs a physical Julie, because Miller's going to manifest a physical or a mind Julie anyway. So
will we know which one's real?
Yeah, that's my question, is like, we're seeing it from Miller's perspective. If it really ends up being Julie, like, will we know at the end of the book whether it actually is Julie in Placentamon, or if it's just Miller having a psychotic.
I think they'll leave us with a mystery there, to be honest.
Yeah, that's I'm curious to find out if indeed the Julie theory is really like which version of Julie do
unless we get the Julie POV I joked about earlier, which we won't.
Sure, we could get it.
No, I'm sure we won't.
It would be very weird to have a Placentamon POV. I think that would be very difficult to write. I'm curious. I mean, if they'll ever tackle it, but
I'm
everyone sees
sure
this. Everyone sees Placentamon as this giant threat, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, and obviously it is a threat because it consumed all of these people and destroyed them. But like, because was a baby.
Because humans made them do it. Like it
was also a baby, right? So it's like, can you really hold a baby?
It wasn't even a baby. It was a virus. It was a bacteria. It was a something.
Yeah, but maybe
a molecule.
But like, yeah. I wonder if at some point it's just gonna be like, I'm not gonna kill her. I shouldn't do that. I'm just gonna go do my own thing. And be like, oh, never mind. This clearly is causing you problems. I'll stop. Like, because it's like it doesn't know, almost doesn't realize what it's doing. Well, doesn't realize it's freaking everybody out.
And that's what Miller is like. Even gets to is it was supposed to crash into like baby Earth.
I struggle with that because that is a secondhand piece of information from a very messed up guy. So I struggle with actually even believing that stuff is true.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, I think that's just what they told people to get.
It's a narrative that was crafted for a specific capitalistic purpose. And I don't necessarily not believe it, but I struggle with accepting it because we don't have any other voice.
Yeah.
We don't have any other voice corroborating that.
Besides Dresden.
Dresden, which
and it perfectly pushed the agenda they wanted to push. So they
exactly.
Like, they that might be the right reason. It might be, but we haven't had that excluded as a reason because we haven't had the origin for it. But they didn't do it that way. They were like, well, this is what we think because then we can do exactly that.
I wonder if they're gonna have a conversation.
I want a conversation. I want Miller and I want a conversation.
Yeah,
because I think seeing
between
Julie between Miller and Julie, or Miller and Placentamon. Yeah, I think I disagree, Mel, that we are going to see Julie because I think seeing Julie is probably the one thing that would really stop Miller from being like
blowing it all up.
Yeah,
Holden, I can't blow this up.
Yeah, that's my final question for you. So let's say he says, Holden, we have a problem. And he tells him, outside of Julie, like just in general, there's people here still sentient, right? What do you think the next step will be? If they decide to stop their plan because there are people still alive, what do you think the next solution will be for this? We are 5 chapters left. So like, what do we think?
It's called Leviathan Wakes.
True it is.
Okay. And now we're discussing the waking of a sentient being that is the size of cities.
A giant potato.
But not quite
Giant
Rhode Island.
But
not
not
quite
quite
Rhode
half the size of Rhode Island.
Yeah.
One third of Rhode Island.
1/3.
It's like
One
Cape
third.
Cod, maybe.
It's
What-
sixes. It's sixes.
It's
Leia.
one of the 3 potatoes that make up Rhode Island. And this sentient conversation, realizing that Miller discovers here and he stops because of the presence of Julie, is what is the moment we realize actually this is now a sentient, this is a fellow sentient being, and like it's awake and we need to deal with it in a different way. I think Miller's going to stop them. If it was anyone else, they'd get there and blow it up. Okay, but Miller, in his stupid obsession, I'm in love with Julie, even though I've never met this child. As a weird 45-year-old man crushing on a 20-year-old. It's different if you know the person. It's still weird, but it's you don't even know.
Older. I think he's in his 50s, right?
He's in his 50s.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Still same.
Still the same. You don't even met this person. It's weird enough if you have. It's very weird if you have.
So you think Miller is going to reason with Placentamon? That's what you're saying, pretty much. That he's going to somehow communicate and stop arrows from.
Maybe. I'm not 100% sure about that. But yeah, the Leviathan is Eros, and this is the waking moment.
Okay, what about you, Mel? What do you think would happen if they change courses and don't blow up arrows? What would happen? Like, how do we finish this book out if that's not the answer?
I think the book finishes with if that is the answer, the book finishes with them just not deciding, like with Arrow choosing not to blow up Earth, right? I think the next book could be about what Earth does about the fact that Arrow's still around. And
what's the next book called? Caliban something, isn't it?
Caliban's War.
Yeah. So we meet a guy named Caliban.
Isn't Caliban a creature from mythology too?
That is not a today problem.
That's not a question for today.
Oh, are we being restricted?
Though. Anyway,
I think we've stumbled onto something here, Mel.
I think it was related to the question I was asked. Thus, why I was inclusive of it.
Let us cook, okay?
Look.
But if it's not, if there's not a conversation and they're not able to stop arrows, then I think everyone gets nuked, and then they have to deal with this, and then a piece of Placentamon has escaped out the airlock, even though Leigh doesn't want it to, and then, but it is much more advanced than the previous one, and maybe it gets stuck on, I don't know. Maybe it ends up as an inadvertent traveler with one of the ships that are nearby, and
that's creepy.
I
would like to reveal to you the beginning of this conversation between Miller and Juliemon, and it goes, Miller, you're alive. Julie, who are you? Thanks, LBF, for that color.
It's so true, though.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Right.
Any other questions before we wrap this up?
Yeah. Who is Caliban in this Greek mythology thing, Mel?
Yeah, no. Okay, so I actually listed the Leviathan's Wake versus Caliban's War as a topic for our wrap
up. So you don't want to talk about it because you want to talk about it later. So you could have just said that instead of yelling at us, right?
I mean, or just listen to me when I tell you to do things. So
I might have remembered that post in our group chat, and that's why I might have encouraged you to keep going down that track, Mel, to be honest. Because I knew, and I'm like, this is gonna.
You knew it was gonna rile me up a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna rile up the roof mistress, and I was like, that sounds like a thing.
I was like, I put an agenda for an episode in 4 weeks.
Look, we like to cook, okay? So
it's fine. Any other questions, Leigh-A, from that you want to
I don't
address?
know. I got distracted.
We're
Bye.
at 2 hours and 26 minutes.
Yeah, it's a
No,
long-
probably
yeah.
no. I think we're probably
All right.
done.
Let's do our questions. Most ideal moment.
Most ideal moment.
Exoda Ops.
No, I was gonna say the Robbie. Like all of the Robbie's actions were very ideal, I thought.
Oh, interesting. Oh, the
Okay.
whole like we're just gonna go and
We're just gonna keep.
Yeah,
We're
like
gonna
the
keep
just
going.
doing my thing, taking care of business.
Yeah, I can see that. Yep, that's fair. That makes sense. I
What's
still
the
like Exoda
scariest
Ops.
moment?
Stabby. Well, Exoda Ops is the bit stabby as well, isn't it?
Pretty stabby. That one is pretty stabby.
I know
I
the
think-
stuff grabbing the cart felt a little stabby, or it's like
That was very stabby. Of
stab you into place, you know. Yeah.
I think Miller was G for going on the worst obstacle course ever.
Fair,
so
yes.
terrible.
So much G.
I agree.
Miller.
Yes.
Yeah.
also G to Naomi for telling Holden he was being a petulant child. Well, she doesn't even tell him. She's just like gives him the look and makes him know, and she's just like, you know that you have toe, and I'm not even going to mention that you have toe. But she
Very wise
know.
one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she wise one.
And then she
Fuck.
walks out so that he can like have his mental crisis and then get himself in shape.
Mm.
I would like to give some toe to Fred's Johnston team.
Oh yeah, for fucking sure.
For basically just being like, look, just go and maybe we'll
Just
figure
keep
it out.
going. You have to do
Just keep
this.
going. I don't care if you die. Just fucking go. Yeah, a lot of toe there, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing to ask someone to do that when you're like, look, I'm working on something and I'm going to need you there when I get it sorted and it's coming quick. It's another thing to be like, I have no fucking idea what we're going to do. So just keep going until you die. And maybe I'll come up with something. Like, no.
Yeah. Yeah. I was not happy with that.
Mm-mm. I think that's good.
I think that's good. We don't, yeah.
I remember the
Wait.
one thing I did want to bring up in this chapter. Miller
Oh,
talks about jazz. It's the first time Miller's actually ever talked about. We talked about Miller doing jazz.
It
So we
really is
predict-
the first time he's talked about jazz.
We predicted Miller with a jazz with a hat early on, and Spuds drew it. So it's the first
Wait, so
time.
we
we were right.
manifested
We
jazz,
No,
man.
we talked about what music would be playing in his head.
Have we,
That
have we
was
said
what was
jazz?
the question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah,
talked
for sure.
about jazz. Yeah.
Oh,
Sax-
please tell me the spoiler chat went nuts when that happened. They were like, oh my god, they got the jazz music right.
Actually, it's such a throwaway line in this chapter. So
Yeah.
when I read it, I was like, "Oh my god!" I put it in the notes, but we were just going so fast. So I remembered what I wanted to say, but yeah, that's it. That's it. So we're officially.
I do love how I describe these as like kind of in between chapters, and yeah, this is it up there of our longer episodes.
Listen, we had things to say.
Yeah.
We did. Okay.
So just a real quick reminder to everybody. So we are going to finish Leviathan's Wake on August 13th. So we've got 2 more weeks of 2 more chapters next week, 2 more chapters the following week. We'll find out in the next 2 weeks who that final POV is. Then we're going to read a novella from Memories Legion. And so make sure that you're getting that book or the short story. If you just want to do the short story, it's called Butcher of Anderson Station. You can totally just do that. And then we're going to have a hype party. Already working on details for that, which Rob kind of talked about. Something we're going to talk about earlier in this episode. And then you can see, and then also get Caliban's War, because we'll eventually get to that.
Yeah.
So,
We'll be off on the third. Yeah, so we'll finish this on the 13th of August. The week after, on the 20th, we'll talk about the novella from Memories Legion. On the 27th, we're having a finishing party for Leviathan Wakes and also a hype party for MalkieriCon. Off on the 3rd because we'll be at MalkieriCon. Back on the 10th for like a post MCon recap and a chill stream. Just hang out, get back in the zone, and we start Caliban's War on the 17th of September.
Yes.
I think that's it.
Yep.
And
All
don't
right,
forget,
so-
in the comments, make sure you write why you think Rob should not go back to New Zealand.
Oh, yeah, why is Rob not allowed back to New Zealand? And for legal purposes, I am allowed back to New Zealand. Okay, it just might involve a lot of paperwork. That's as many clues as you're going to get. If you know me, you know why, because I would have told you at some point. I feel like I've even said it on here at some point.
You might have.
Yeah, but that's it. So 2 chapters next week. Holden and Julie. Oh my God, no, it's Miller. It's gonna be the last chapter. It's gonna be the very last one. It's a new POV, isn't it? I fucking hate you. I hate you. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed everything. We'll be back next week. 2 more chapters, which don't include a new POV. And go find yourself some love, water, and shades, everybody. That's all I have to say.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.